Welcome to Game.
Run over there.
Hey guys! Welcome to GTLive. Well, where we are 15 minutes late, and based on how that intro went, you could probably tell that things aren't the smoothest today. Everyone give a solid clap and a half to Amy, who is manning the TriCaster today. It's like a trickle down of fail, I feel like.
Because I had to build a whole thing.
Well, no, because Stephanie is out of town right now. She's gone for the next couple days, and so that's where Chris comes in. Chris is then sitting on the couch because that's kind of how things go here.
Yeah.
And then with Chris on the couch, that means that Amy then has to move on to the TriCaster duties and make sure that the live stream's running, which she hates because it's stressing, because there's a lot of pressure, because if you don't hit the right button, you end up with the intro screen on stream for a prolonged period of time. That starts to come off as a bit awkward. Oh, that's fun. Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome.
And Jason's out of town doing some whatever in England or wherever the heck he is. Where is Jason?
He's in a pub somewhere, not even drinking beer probably. Probably having some kind of herbal tea, wearing one of those hats he wears. You know what I'm talking about, those like golfer hats.
He loves the little he's like a little newsie all the time. He gave everyone in his wedding the little newsie cap.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
But you were officiating. Did you have to wear a cap?
I was officiating. I did not get any sort of page boy cap. Well, not that I'm salty about that.
Your hair is better than a hat. You know, like hats are for people who are worried about their hair.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks, Chris. Hey, your hair is better than a hat. That is one of the strangest compliments I've gotten in a long time.
You're welcome.
But I appreciate it. Hey, so welcome to GTLive, where, there's been a lot of drama online lately. There's been a lot of negativity out there in the world.
Too much.
We've been covering it all on T-Series. And with Stephanie gone, I felt bad doing T-Series without her. So instead, we wanted to cover drama in a different way. And that's fusing it with something else that's popular online these days, tier lists. We can all be honest with ourselves, right? This is just like the next iteration of like a top 10 list. It's a glorified listicle, right?
Oh, it's a glorified listicle, plus very obviously everyone has like slowly realized that Tier Zoo is around. And
Tier Zoo is great, by the way.
I honestly think that's where so much of this came from. Because Tier Zoo has been doing really well, and I love his videos.
Yeah, if you have never seen the channel Tier Zoo, check him out. It's actually a fascinating channel. It's science, but it's like tongue-in-cheek, funny science, kind of like what we do on Game Theory and Film Theory. But like all about kind of like animal hierarchies and why certain animals are higher tier than others. It's really good. And it's one of those ones that's been like a Reddit darling for a while and is starting to get mainstream attention here on YouTube. Great videos. If you haven't seen them, check them out. But yeah, I think you're totally right. Like they really started to pioneer this idea of the tier list. And it fuses to, tier lists have always been around. Like Super Smash Brothers has always been doing tier lists too. But now there's a website, tiermaker.com, that makes it really easy to do tier lists. And so today we decided, you know what, let's take a step back from all the drama and instead rate all the drama. Because what more fun thing is there than competing interests as far as like, what is a good drama versus a bad drama? Not all tea is created equally.
It's true. I don't even know how I feel about rating drama. Do you rate it on how like bad it is socially, or how much you enjoy biting into that juicy hunk of dram, which is a new thing that I just said now, to refer to drama.
I am so scared to have you on the stream. You just say stuff, and I don't know what's going to come out of your mouth at any given point in time.
Me neither.
Take a big juicy bite out of the dram.
I mean, that is what I said. You know what? Hearing you say it back to me, I feel good about it.
Yeah, you're sticking with it.
I'm sticking to it.
You're keeping it. Okay, Great. Hey, oh my gosh. Well, you too can take a big juicy bite out of Dram Dram by letting us know how you would rate your Dram Dram tea using the hashtag GTLive over on Twitter, where Chris made some really nice looking squares. Is it leaking?
Yeah, those are the tears.
The tier? Oh, of like apology videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a little pun for you.
I thought you were using like the splash emoji or something.
Oh, no.
Like, why would you use that?
Inappropriate.
I was gonna say, why are you using inappropriate emoji on our hashtag GTLive board? So yes, you too can engage with the colored squares today. On Twitter, we have Chris over here, so he knows how to operate Twitter.
Manning the chat where
He's also in the chat.
Jazz1103 says Dram Dram and Keziah Long says Dram Dram and the Couch Potato says, is there a script? No. No.
Couch Potato. Yeah, is this scripted to you? If so, great. Good on us.
Yeah.
We are the best script readers of all time. So Chris and Amy got together this morning and put together a bunch, like a greatest hits collection of YouTuber drama from across the ages. I added in a few from the old school days of YouTube that only I remember. And we're here to rate them live for your enjoyment, and then you guys can critique us and rate them yourselves in the chat below. So we got onto Tier Maker, which is over here, and we have. And to Chris's question, I don't know how you rate drama. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. I think we'll come up with our own criteria. But I decided to make it really exciting, right? So we have SS, top tier, hottest, best tea of all time.
Is that a super spill? Is that what that is?
A super slosh of tea.
Super slosh.
That no one can see because our.
Oh, because we're covering it.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there we go. MatPat ranks YouTuber drama, ! Tier list maker, great. So we got SS, the super spill of tea, according to Chris, down to F, F-, and then for the truly bad of bad, Sans' Ness levels of drama. For the drama that, you know what, needs to be there, but is just there for the lulz and the memes,
Yeah,
right?
Like, you don't really care about it, but like you care about it.
May I recommend getting rid of the download bar?
Do you want to get rid of the what?
Oh, she means where show all where we see the.
Oh,
the
this
picture.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. See, that was the other reason why we were 15 minutes late today, because Chris and Amy were like scrambling and pulling stuff. He's like, oh, we could pull this together in no time. There it is.
Well, it happened. It just took an extra 15 minutes.
We're there. It's great. Okay, so let's go through it, shall we? I see Logan Paul's face on here like 5 different times.
There are a lot of drams with Logan Paul.
There's a lot of juicy hunks of dram to be bitten into. Okay, what is first Logan Paul representative of?
Oh, first Logan Paul is not too intense. We're talking electrocuting an already dead rat.
Yeah.
We all remember that gem.
I do remember that gem. So, yes, let's think back to the good old days before Adpocalypse 1, where Logan Paul is already under fire because of his videos in the Japanese forest. But then, he goes on and he's like, you know what, guys, that's not enough juicy hunks of dram for me. I'm going to go off and bite another one by tasering a dead rat, because that's quality content on YouTube. Where would I rate that? I don't know.
I feel like it's not that. It's one of those things where, like, in terms of what he did, like, it's a dead thing, and it was just kind of gross.
Yeah. So are you okay disrespecting the dead, Chris?
So we're talking about an animal that, when alive, is gross.
Are you saying that rats are not worth other Chris?
If it's not named Remy and it ain't cooking in Paris, I don't really care.
Rats are actually surprisingly intelligent.
Are they?
Stephanie had a pet rat in college, and it was adorable, friendly, and they're very intelligent.
I don't know how I feel about the word adorable.
Here's the thing, and I just want to rate everything with Logan Paul's face as F-, just because, like, don't even give. I don't want to give him any sort of credit. Yeah, let's give. No, electrocuting a dead rat. It's not particularly interesting. It was just kind of like drama on top of other drama.
And the drama felt like the drama itself didn't really matter.
Yeah, there were no fun memes that came out of it. It wasn't fun. It was just bad, lame, gritty. I'm gonna give it an F. Not an F-. It's not bad enough to be F- tier. It's just like, meh. And isn't that the worst sort of tea?
Yeah, the tea that you're just like, oh, this is really just hot water, isn't it?
This is poorly steeped. It has not had enough time to build its flavor. Okay, so that's that. Oh man, Felix. Okay.
Oh man,
what's Felix's deal?
We're
which one? I feel like this entire live stream could just be talking about like 3 YouTubers.
And it's true. We could have just done a few people.
Which Felix is this one?
So I wanted to bring this up. I wasn't sure which one we should do. Should it be Fiverr or should it be inappropriate language while live streaming, like racist language while live streaming?
Inappropriate language while live streaming. That's like every YouTuber in existence.
That's true.
I don't think we've crossed that line. I say that and watch him. Famous last words.
I think people who have guested might have crossed that line here, but never anyone on the theorist team.
Knocking on all the wood. The thing is, I don't tend to swear all that much in real life, so it doesn't really cross in. Okay, but right, is that even drama at this point?
So let's go with Fiverr, like the big one.
Whew, that's a big one.
Should we save it for later? Are we even sure yet?
Yeah, let's save that one for later. Let's get a baseline first.
Right.
Let's because that's a tough one. That's one of the spiciest of teas. Like a chai latte level of tea.
I do love a good chai latte.
Okay, I noticed Machinima here. I'm assuming Machinima is... So this is one of the old ones that I had to bring up. So Machinima dates back to maybe one of the earliest big drama pieces that ever happened in YouTube, but this was more on the business side, right? This is the sort of thing we would talk about in T-Series, where in the early days, Machinima, like all the other multi-channel networks, would sign channels into their stuff and ask them to sign a contract to be in. The problem was Machinima's contract was actually in perpetuity. So, hey, Chris, can I represent your channel? Just sign on the dotted line.
Sure thing.
And you have a bunch of YouTubers who don't know a whole lot and are like, wow, that's a lot of words and legal language that I don't care about. I just want to make money on YouTube. Haha, got you. Now I have your channel in my network forever and then even after you die.
What happened when Machinima, because they collapsed, right?
Well,
what happened?
So, I mean, this whole thing blew up years before that, right? So in perpetuity, I have your channel, right? And not just that, the contract existed, like, this was back in the days where it was like 50-50 ad revenue splits or 60-40 ad revenue splits.
Oh my
God. So not only do I, Machinima, have control over your entire YouTube life from now until eternity, 13-year-old Timmy from Timbuktu.
Poor Timmy.
I know, poor Timmy. Stealing those cents on the dollar. And also, like, some big YouTuber, a lot of big YouTubers came out of Machinima back in the day, and they were signed into these contracts. But not only that, though I own this stuff, but, like, the ad revenue splits were just terrible, and you were locked in, and there was nothing you could do. In the wake of those contracts being made public years after they existed, that's when the public pressure turned up the heat on Machinima, and they ended up saying, hey, as a sign of goodwill, or like, hey, get off our backs, we're gonna let people kind of have a chance to renegotiate now that kind of this shady business practice has been exposed. But for a couple years there were people locked into this thing, and it wasn't until the media and social media really put pressure on Machinima, like, hey, this is really underhanded, guys. Did they actually decide to change their mind? So that's the Machinima drama right there.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's really crappy, but there's not a lot of spice to it,
It's not a lot of spice. No, you're so right. So that's the long story about Machinima. To me, I don't know. To me, it's one of those things where anything that that is serious drama and business drama and creators getting screwed over, that really upsets me. So that's the worst of the worst. It's not fun. It's not meme-ish. It's boring because it's business talk, but at the same time, it's skeezy business people stealing from millions of people. From hundreds of thousands of creators. That just sucks.
People who are now just locked in, who maybe could have made a living and now can't.
Right, yeah, exactly. It was terrible. It was a terrible time. That was awful. Sad.
Yeah.
Speaking of sad, that leads us to the next one apparently, which is Defy. You guys know about this one because that one affects us. So the Defy drama obviously is, Defy closing its doors, owing millions of dollars to not just its employees, but also to the channels who are in their network, us included. We know this one firsthand. So it's just another example of business dealings done dirty, and a bunch of people who don't know digital video creators, who don't know the industry, who are just looking to make a quick buck, ultimately screwing over a bunch of people who are just out there trying to run their businesses, trying to build their channels, trying to do good work out there. Funny, I'm also going to put that one in the F- category. Yay! Logan Paul, you are slightly less bad than skeezy business people working in Hollywood. You're getting close. Don't
Real
get me wrong.
close.
You're right on the line, buddy. But, at least you shocking a dead rat didn't descend to those levels.
Well, we got 2 more chances for Logan Paul lined up. We'll see where it goes.
Great. Oh, man, the Fine brothers. Oh, jeez.
So this is
There's
obviously
so
the React
many.
Controversy.
Okay, here, fill me in on this one, Chris.
Well,
I mean,
we
I
even
know this,
have
but-
a video we could pull up, which is a well, is it a U video? It's a U video. I don't remember which tab though. But there is one of them.
If you hover over, it should say.
Here, I can just flip through them.
This is more fun.
Right,
We get to see what we're visiting.
Ooh, here we go. Oh, man. We got some apology video. I'm so excited to. Oh, kidnapping women. Oh, God.
Sam Pepper.
Man, it's been a rough week for you. I look at the last week in general of YouTube, and it's just,
this is you.
It's just gotten so, it's so sad, Chris. I'm so sad.
It's been kind of atrocious. Right? And where it's everything's ended, it began this week with just hey, remember how fired up you were last week about all this stuff? Well, now be fired up in the opposite direction, because half of it was apparently lies.
Oh,
And
James Charles' response video.
Oh, my God.
We'll get to James.
All of it is just
And the other interesting thing about it too, I log on to Twitter, it's exactly what we talked about last week in T-Series that I was worried about, which is the idea of once everyone sees the Tati drama and how she gained 5 million subscribers or whatever in literally less than a week, now all of a sudden everyone's I'm going to launch drama at other people, and so you already start today, it's Tfue. Who is suing the FaZe clan because of bad contract terms and this and that. It all begins and it all just happens, and
everyone's making a big grab, and it's just stop, just stop.
Remember the days? Steph and I were talking about this over the weekend. When when people started to learn that you could make money on YouTube, that's where it just money corrupted everything. It's so sad. I miss the simpler times, friends. Then again, we just talked about Machinima, who was screwing over people from 2 years into this thing, 3 years into this thing. So, yay!
It's always been kind of bad.
It's always been crap. Everyone sucks. Okay, hey, Game Theory, my reaction. Okay, thank you. Thank you for shamelessly plugging our video here.
Anytime.
So, do you have, is it all queued up?
It is.
Okay.
But the biggest story of all was the one that happened at the top of the year around one of YouTube's most subscribed, most watched, and most widely known channels, the Fine Brothers. Kids react, teens react, elders react, YouTubers react, sentient chickens react. In January, they lit up the internet with one big announcement.
We are excited to announce React World.
A service meant to make it easier for people to create React-style videos for a share of that video's revenue. And that was one big issue, but what really got people in a tizzy was their attempted trademarking of the word React. This was, without any exaggeration, one of the most talked about business moves any YouTube channel had ever made. And if the Fine Bros were hoping to inspire more people to create reaction videos with React World, well, they certainly succeeded, but not in the way they expected. Criticism came in from everywhere, citing everything from breaches of fair use to abuse of trademark law. The latest and most egregious attempt for a fat cat YouTuber channel to earn more money. And though 3 months later the drama seems to have largely subsided, the effect still lingers, with their new video showing a dislike ratio 400% higher than just a few weeks prior to the React World announcement.
It's funny, you look back, what was this, 2016? Wow. 3 years ago, like almost 3 years ago to the day. Like this is April 28th, so May. Like that's almost exactly 3 years ago. It's interesting because you look at this. this was a weird one certainly, but like you look at this versus like a lot of the more petty drama that like this was business again. It's this business drama versus like personal petty drama, and how do you rate those? This is an interesting one because there's a lot of issues wrapped up in this one, I think, and I'd be curious to get your thoughts because their attempts to trademark React was a big thing, like a big issue with this, right? But at the same time, I understand it to some extent because from a business standpoint, if you have a big brand built around like a word or a phrase or whatever, you have to trademark it and protect it, otherwise people can steal it from you, right? Now, granted, the reaction format is not anything particularly unique, right? Like reacting to videos online is not a unique thing. And I think that was their misconception, right? It would be like if we tried to like trademark theory.
I mean,
like
reacting
theories.
In general is not a new thing. That's what America's Funniest Home Videos is, just a reaction compilation
Right.
on television.
Right.
Like,
and you're totally right. And I think what their mistake was, and I think what the problem there is, and it's interesting, is this idea of they just picked the wrong brand for themselves, right? If they had called it anything other than React, that would have been fine, right? Like people reacting to, video, like YouTubers react is a thing that you can trademark and that would be okay, right? They created that idea of a specific category reacting to something. And so as a show, it's like Vsauce actually. I know that Vsauce had to trademark their name Vsauce, and now by the law, they have to prosecute, or they have to kind of like challenge anyone who is also using the phrase Vsauce to protect their trademark, right? So an example that I talked to Jake about was there's like a restaurant in middle of nowhere somewhere that has their signature Vsauce, but because they have the trademark on Vsauce, they have to like have legal negotiations with them or whatever. So like it's, again,
do they have to, though? I've always wondered.
Legally, you have to defend your trademark in order to keep your trademark. That is by the letter of the law.
Oh, I've always wondered that because there was a pizza place I used to love growing up that had to like change its name because of like some trademark issue. And I just remember everyone locally was like, why did this other company even bother? This is so stupid and silly. I didn't know it was like, we have to do this to keep our brand safe.
Yeah, by the letter of the law, I believe, you have to protect, like you have to defend it. Otherwise, the courts are just like, well, if you're not, actually policing this, then you don't have the rights to it. Like you don't deserve the rights to it, kind of thing. Yeah, it's again like one of the common things I think that you see across game theory and film theory, right? And on GTLive, one of the things that you hear me talk about all the time is like how the laws, a lot of times as they exist, don't really work or are very difficult to like flex into a position where they work on 2019 standards, where like the internet has fundamentally changed how we do things.
And as opposed to trying to mold the internet to these antiquated laws, we need to work on writing new laws.
Right, that's exactly it. Where we're trying to like fit a square peg into a round hole, when in actuality it's just like, hey, maybe like our viewpoint on intellectual property and stuff needs new definitions. We need new methods of kind of like preserving some of this stuff. So that's that. I mean, at its core though, it's the thing is, when it comes to the Fine Brothers and the React stuff, right, the other problem was they were trying to, again, you have it's funny that those three just happen to be grouped together because all three of them were kind of like a small NCN of sorts, right? Yeah. Where it's like, hey, you make content, we do stuff in relation to that content and we profit off of it, right? Whereas the other ones were very explicitly like underhanded and stuff. Like, I think they meant, I don't think they meant too ill by it. Like I know Benny and Rafi, and I talked to them when I did this video, after I did this video, and they said their piece as far as like their viewpoint on why they did what they did, and like, on one hand, I get why they were doing it. On the other hand, like, they went about it poorly. And I think on the third hand, and the thing that they kept telling me is, like, people in their court and on their team told them that this was the process that they had to go through in order to protect their content and expand it, right? Like, and I get that too, and we've seen it ourselves personally, right? Where there are so many people in Hollywood, in entertainment, in YouTube, who are so eager to give you bad advice or don't think through the advice, and they're just like, oh yeah, this is how you do it, not realizing that it doesn't work for the YouTube generation.
They're just eager to be listened to.
Right, they're eager to be listened to. They're eager to, take someone else's brand and make money off of it. They're eager to or they just don't get it right, but there's someone who says that they get it. There are so many charlatans and cheats and fakes out there, especially in Los Angeles, that it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest for like their lawyer or someone on their team to say like, this is what you got to do. And they're like, yes, as someone we trust and who's on this team, we believe you, and then just them to get screwed over in it. It sucks, man. So React World,
The chat is saying C or D, just so you know. I see a lot of C's going on.
Honestly, I was gonna give it a C, because I think it's one of those that I think it's an interesting drama. I think it's a complicated drama. Again, it was kind of fun because everyone in the aftermath of it made their own React video and was making jokes about like, haha, you can't claim my video. Look, oh no, I'm reacting to you. That was fun. It wasn't as fun as some of the other drama that we're going to cover.
Oh yeah.
But I think that one yielded some fun results. It got a lot of people talking about these issues. It made people wary, and it also gave rise to like a new generation of React channels. Or it kind of like brought attention to a lot of the other kind of like smaller reaction channels who then surged through the ranks as a result of it. So I think there was a lot of good that came out of that. A lot of and okay memes. So like C level.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's okay.
Passable.
Who's this guy?
This guy.
I don't recognize. I see all these other faces, and I'm like, oh, I know all these guys. Most of them are Jake Paul. But who's this guy?
I love how you're moving down left to right, by the way. It's very orderly and nice.
I'm trying to stay orderly. Sorry, I'm not a Virgo like you, who's all like free-flowing.
Oh, whatever. You're a Sagittarius.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to get good. Know my astral sign.
I don't know him.
Scorpio.
Thank you, Amy.
Well, starts with an S.
Amy knows me.
It's like the same thing, right? S's.
No, not even. What is a Virgo? Are you free-flowing and like,
we're supposed to be kind of like happy people, but we're
you are a
also
happy
like
person.
kind of uptight at the same time.
Oh my gosh, that's totally you.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You
uptight.
smile on the outside, but inside I know that you're like wound tighter than like a strung rubber band.
And one day I will explode.
It's true. I worry about it every day.
No, I won't. I will just get tighter and tighter until I am just a small man.
Okay. I feel like this is going to be used in like some video evidence at some point down the line.
In a
The
court of
warning
law.
signs were there.
Oh God. Oh man.
No. I shouldn't laugh about that.
We
Okay,
didn't know he was going to eat the entire contents of a Subway restaurant.
that sounds like a
The
Mr.
way I
Beast
have a-
video. He just bought everything in a store. He then moves on. I ate everything in a Subway restaurant. 16 million views later. So wait, no, who's this guy?
So that's Daddy05. And Daddy05 is famous for the Family 05 and him and his wife basically just like making videos of them psychologically abusing their children over and over again.
Wow.
They just kind of
right.
like prank their like 5-year-olds into like absolute terror. It's like if you took the Jimmy Kimmel thing where you tell a child you ate all of the Halloween candy and they have a meltdown and it's like funny, but everyone's also like in the back of their head like, this feels like a little wrong. It's like
Don't worry,
that,
it's traditional media. It's totally okay.
right? Well,
Jimmy Kimmel is brand safe because he's a celebrity. There's no double standards here. Ha ha! Da 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 da. Yeah.
that was my bop
Thank you.
on the end.
I thought you were choking on your Diet Coke. No! So the warning signs were there all along. So wait, okay, so this is psychological abuse of your children for YouTube views?
Basically.
Great, fun. That's an F-. Because if there's one thing just as bad, if not worse, than MCNs taking advantage of thousands upon thousands of creators, it's people psychologically abusing their children for YouTube views and potential YouTube gains. Like, God, I'm waiting for the fun ones up here, man. Like,
we're starting real low.
This is so sad. Look at the state of YouTube. This is it. Oh, this is existentially sad. Wait, what's Ethan up here for? What's H3 up for?
So this is a really recent one, actually.
Oh, is this Trisha Paytas?
This is Trisha Paytas.
Okay, so here, tell everyone what this one is.
So if you didn't see or hear, H3 made like a comedy video that in its premise was like a pretty fun idea for a video. And it was, I'm gonna get on Instagram and find comparable pictures of the same people when they have used like different software to make themselves look thinner or prettier or whatever, Facetune or whatever, to make themselves look better, and then be like, see, like we all feel bad all the time because we use social media and you shouldn't care that much.
Yep.
But then he started on that road, and then it just turned into him being like, look at this person who looks pretty on Instagram. Look at this other not pretty picture of this person, and now I'm gonna body shame them. And Trisha Paytas was like the main receiver of that. And it's like, it really got to an uncomfortable place. I think that video is still up though. Mm-hmm. It did pretty well for him. But it was kind of like, it got some like flack. It would have gotten more flack, but I think the James Charles thing happened like right at the same time. And
man, it was just a busy week. Like, I like that we're doing this YouTube drama ranking, but all of them are from like the last week. And then you have like the ones from 3 years ago. But like all of them are like in a week span. It's like fidget spinners, except much less fun.
Oh yeah.
It's
Man,
like
I forgot about fidget spinners.
The tea spilling right now is 2019's fidget spinner. Can't wait to see this replicated on the YouTube Rewind. Especially this year, as they've promised to be more honest with the trends on the platform. They're like, don't worry, guys, we heard your complaints, and we're going to include all the trends this year on YouTube Rewind.
We hired TMZ to make it.
Challenge accepted, YouTube. The YouTube community is like, hold our beer. Because here it is. Have fun fitting this one into your Rewind. Your brand-safe Rewind. Okay, so really what that ultimately amounts to, right, it's a good video concept exposing the ideas of, kind of like lying or manufacturing your image online, but then you kind of like end up with something that's hypocritical, or you didn't think it through all the way kind of thing. Like, hey, in the process, you kind of fell into your own trap sort of thing. So for that, I give it a D. And not D as in like, oh, this is so bad. I give it a D as in like
dumb.
D as in dumb. D as in da-da. Just like, you tried and you kind of missed the mark. It's okay. Like, Ethan's great. But it's one of those things where it's like, it was over in a day, if that.
Yeah.
Like, cool. There's bigger fish to fry here.
Like this person who's next, who is that?
Do you not know? Is this another one before your time?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so young and innocent. It is interesting. It's interesting actually. As I look at these, it'd be interesting to chart like a timeline of YouTube drama to see how it's evolved over the years, right? Because
it's become a lot more celebrity drama.
It's become a lot more TMZ-y than it has. Like in the early days, I look at like Machinima, that was business. I look at Fine Brothers, that was more business. I look at the Shadow of Mordor one, which is business. It's more of like the industry figuring itself out, and now it's much more like James Charles, Tati, a lot more like this celebrity beefs coming to the front, which I don't know if that's more fun or not. I guess,
I think it speaks to like YouTubers as people becoming more culturally acceptable.
It just makes me tired.
But like it is like silly.
Okay, so God. So Tobuscus, do we have a video summarizing this one?
We don't.
Ah, poop. Okay.
We have a video for most of them.
Here.
Oh, there's Tati.
Hey, Tati. Okay, here. The Tobuscus. I want to make sure I get this one right.
Oh, you're on Yahoo.
I'm on. Why am I on Yahoo? God.
Because we keep downloading a lot of stuff.
What?
And you know how it goes. For whatever reason, your browser always favors Yahoo when you...
Guys, you gotta not check the default box when it says make Yahoo your default browser.
We don't!
Clearly you did!
I undo it all the time on Google and it forces me back to Yahoo.
If you were just careful about it the first time, you wouldn't have to deal with it. What are you doing? So this, I mean...
Oh my.
Yeah, this kind of...
All right, well, so sucks and bad.
Yeah, and this is also one of those, I mean, this tells you what you need to know in a lot of cases, or at least these were the accusations that were made. I know people who were close to Tobuscus back then when stuff was coming out and when he was at the height of his popularity, and I don't know about some of this, but I do know about some of the other stuff, and I you know... Oh, that's an F-. It all sucks.
It's just gonna be all a bunch of F-minuses at the end.
And maybe that's the statement of today's live stream. Clean up yo act, YouTube. You know, it's funny.
Get good.
I look at this bottom tier, and we have nowhere to go but up. Like, you look at some of these, and you're like, wow. Are people like James Charles really that bad? No, apparently not. Like, thank goodness. Really puts it into perspective, the depths of depravity that humanity will get to here. Okay, here's the, oh wow, we have a twofer here. We have a, what is this, Jake Paul and Tana?
Oh, I am going to throw out, so the chat, I'm seeing a lot of requests for ProJared to be on this list.
Oh yeah, where's ProJared? Why is he not on this list?
Well, based on the other scandals, like Tobuscus and whatnot, I figured he'd end up in an F category already.
No!
You think?
I think, ProJared.
Let's rate him even though we don't have the picture.
Okay, ProJared.
Because there's like levels to that one.
I know.
So out of like...
It's so wrapped up in a lot of stuff.
Out of the Dram intrigue, the Dramtrigue.
Okay.
Like there was a lot to like consistently, like as you dove, there was more to find.
So here's my take on, I think with Jared, you almost have to break it up into two, right? You have to break it up into cheating on his wife and then soliciting photos from fans, right? Soliciting photos from fans, clearly F-.
Oh yeah, big
like,
F-.
Decidedly F-. There's potentially minors involved. There's like for that actually, okay, if you're taking if you're taking the Jared drama seriously, which I think you have to, it has to rate as F- because he's potentially, allegedly, like gaslighting a wife. He's soliciting stuff from potentially minors and fans, so abuse of power in that case. Clear F- category. But if you're looking at it from like spicy chunk of dram that produces fun memes, he is Sans' Nest levels of drama right there. Between the nude photos, the clowns in his Instagram, his Reddit turning on him, and the internet just ripping through all his old videos and coming up with like, I rate this a broken marriage out of 10. Like, it's a fun piece of drama to consume.
I did forget about his Reddit turning on him, which is like kind of as funny as that could have gotten.
Yeah, like it is the heights of what internet drama can produce as far as like, let's all engage in Schadenfreude and really enjoy just like taking deep sips of the tea.
I think within like 24 hours, the description for his Reddit changed from like whatever it was to just the phrase, he cheated on his wife. Like it was just like lowercase lame.
Right here, let's see if we can do this real quick.
Yeah, maybe it's even better now.
Right, I was gonna say ProJared. Let's see if we can. Yeah, the ProJared Reddit. Here we go.
Oh God.
Oh, great.
Jared cheated on his wife.
Jared cheated on his wife. There you go. Ever since the news came up about Jared being great. Fantastic. That's great. We want to look at it. It got so much attention. This is so nice. The mods have it brought the community together in a very fun way, right?
Yeah.
Like the official apology mega thread. This is great. What to watch after I think this is great. This makes me really excited, right? Is the idea of
This is nice.
seeing the internet be like, hey, this guy has let us down, but here's an opportunity to lift up other people who are doing good work in the space, right? Like, that is exciting to me. The fact that people have taken what was a really horrific situation and made it into something that's a little bit more fun and joyful and positive is fantastic. And so, for that reason, ProJared alleged actions, right, rate in the F- category, because anytime people are abused or whatever like that, that's not fun. But if you're looking at it from just the meme-ish potential, Sans' Nest, like top tier, SS, and then some. Like,
Oh, he gets twofer.
I mean,
He gets
no.
the super spill and the Sans.
Yeah, he gets the soup. Right, there you go. So there you go. He's rocking out the extremists of the tier list right now. Okay, let's talk about the other Paul. What's up? Why is Jake here?
So
Which
Jake,
one's this?
so this one, so we got obviously multiple for Jake Paul as well as Logan Paul.
Look at this. We've got like, what do they call it in bowling when you get 3 strikes in a row? A turkey. We've got the turkey of Paul. That's actually fairly accurate to them. We've got the turkey of Pauls right here. Which one's this?
So this one is about how the whole like Alyssa breakup and unclear still what happened exactly.
This is about a breakup?
Well, it's
Who
about
cares
how,
about a breakup?
how he basically like kicked her out of the house and there was a big scandal about it and all that. So it's like how people felt the drama around Alyssa getting kicked out and whatever. I didn't really find out about most of this drama until I watched the Shane Paul documentary.
Great.
My other brother, not Jake or Logan, but Shane.
Wow, the Paul brothers just have a very deep well. Great. God, a lame breakup. That's the category. D for dumb.
D for dumb.
Not fun, not exciting. D for Shane Paul documentary. Okay, which one's here? Is this him advertising his merch to kids?
Well, it could be. I was thinking it was going to be the recent one of alleged underage drinkers and like getting drugged at his recent party. That was all
that
over the
also
news.
just.
It's all like.
I thought it was gonna be the cyberbullying or something. Like, okay, can we just have a separate tier list dedicated to the Jake Paul? Paul drama, where it's literally like, just rate all of the things that he's been in. Because he was caught, using racial slurs, his drama with girls, his party drama.
Lighting his pool on fire.
The neighbor drama. There's so many. Him, shilling merch to underage kids.
Still does that.
I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Yikes! It seems to be working well. Okay, so sorry, I got confused again. Which one is this? This is.
Oh well, so recent alleged party.
That's
one.
right, the party.
Gonna keep it topical.
This is also lame because it's like we talked about this on T-Series. He has a party. Maybe people had drugs or got drugged during it. It's not related to him. That's like every Hollywood party known to mankind. Is it a problem? Yes. Is that an issue? Let me make it clear, I'm not making light about it. It absolutely is. And Hollywood is just... Moral of today's episode, Hollywood sucks. Like, people in entertainment are garbage.
Not even just the people. The place itself is a garbage pile. Like, I hate going there. And I go there a lot. I have friends who live there. It is trash.
You sound like an addict. I hate it, but I keep going back there.
I can't stop myself.
It makes me miserable, but I keep going back. It keeps pulling me back in. Do you need to talk? Do we need to have an intervention right now? Chris, you cannot go into Hollywood today.
405 only for you, young man.
Don't you dare! There are other sunglass huts.
Oh my God. Other tourist traps I could go to.
It is not the best place to hang out. It kind of sucks. Wait, so why are you there all the time? Just you have a lot of friends there?
I have a few friends who live there, and it's just like, ugh, like you're there, and it's just like liquor stores and like abandoned buildings, basically.
That's pretty accurate. Amy, I also heard you laughing from the sidelines. You agree?
Oh yeah, it's filthy and unsafe.
Great. How can it be unsafe? It's Hollywood. There's like Superman walking around on every street corner.
And Superman is a shady man in a costume.
He is a dirty, dirty man. And not like, I mean, he is physically dirty.
Yes.
It was weird. The first time, here's a fun fact. The first time we took Steph's dad into Hollywood, right? The first time we took Stephanie's dad, like we first moved out here. And obviously, you know, for as kind of lackluster of a place as Central Hollywood is, like, you know, it's a touristy thing, and you got to go and check it out and take a picture of the Hollywood sign and visit
Do the Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame and all that. It's funny because coming from New York, where in New York you could search around forever, and there's so many tourists, like there's so many things to do as a tourist and iconic things to see. Hollywood, it's literally like you do it in like a half hour and you're like done. You're like, all right, well, that was anticlimactic. Like Hollywood builds it up to be amazing, and then you're here and you're like, oh, all right, it's just a nice movie theater, I guess. It's
nothing to do.
Yeah, there really isn't. But one of the things that Steph's dad was really excited about was seeing the Superman working on the Hollywood, like one of the Supermen working on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And we're like, why? So much so that he took a picture and paid for the picture with the Hollywood Superman, the dirty Superman, which to me sounds like the greatest extension of the DCEU at this point. Like,
dirty Superman.
Either that or the very brand unsafe extension of the DCEU. One of the two. But it was one of those things where we're like, why would you do that, Roy? And he's like, because I love small business people and people who are out there working for a buck, and this is a man who is an independent businessman, and I want to show him support. We're like, oh, cool.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
great,
that's
good.
nice. That's the best reason I guess you could have given.
It was right. I mean, it was weird. Like, there's any number of other small businesses you could support and take pictures of, but okay, great, take a picture of Superman.
Yeah.
Also, he was surrounded by like Thor and. Not Black, no, he wasn't surrounded by Thor and Black Panther. Back then it would have been like Dark Knight Batman and Michael Jackson's. Like, I mean, really, right?
There's usually always a Spider-Man.
They're always a
Spider-Man.
Spider. Classic Spider-Man. Always a dirty Spider-Man, bedraggled Batman.
There's a lot of Captain Jacks in Hollywood.
Ooh, Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah.
Very popular.
A lot of tipsy Captain Jack Sparrows. Whether that's a character choice or just a life choice.
They're just having fun on the job.
Hey, getting into character. Very method acting. Okay, so that's that one. This is very clearly the Japanese forest video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, come on.
That might be a B for bad.
B for bad.
Bad boy.
No, because that makes it seem like it's a good one, which it's not.
That's true. It wasn't fun to learn about that one at all.
Right, like this one.
Maybe that's a Sans' Nest one. Do you think, or no?
Yeah, that could be a Sans' Nest. Oh, that's a toughie, right? He created the adpocalypse. Like this is the one right here that just forever changed YouTube to be a more brand safe place, and we've all been all the happier for it as a result.
With that dumb face he's making.
Right, like with the stupid Toy Story hat. Okay, just to mix it up, I think you're right. Sans' Nest territory right here, because a lot of stuff came out of that.
Yeah.
A lot of memes.
And it, like, the repercussions of it, like you said, though, make it just like leagues of not good or entertaining for anyone. Everyone dealt with that for all of that year.
I mean, we're still, like, here's the thing. We're still dealing with it. From that video, everything on YouTube changed. That is the video that changed. Like, you can look at the history of YouTube, and you can probably track some of the where it is today to like probably 3 or 4 videos and maybe like 1 or 2 trends, right? Like this video, Pewds' Fiverr video, I think was one of those big changes. The Spider-Man Elsa trend changed things a lot. You know, this guy right here, I forget his name.
The beginning of the fall of like kids
Daddy of
content
Five.
and family.
Yeah, Daddy of
content.
5, that's it. Like the begin, and this is one actually I think that you're gonna continue to see play out, right? So this guy was the start of YouTube trying to figure out a solution for kids and family channels and how to protect children on the platform, right? Because in Hollywood, you have labor laws around how long kids can perform, you know, how much education they get in between shoots, and you know what their work week looks like. YouTube doesn't have that, right? Because it's working under the expectation of, hey, you're parents of children. You're going to look out for them and do what's best. And then you have
You live in Wyoming. There are no laws about that there.
you just are a person who has no sense of decency to take care of your kids. You know, like you just see them as a money ticket. And it's interesting because in the wake of all the child safety stuff on YouTube, I think this is one of the things that still hasn't fully played out. And you're going to see more and more news stories about the changes that YouTube is making, especially when it comes to kids and family content, on how to solve for this. Because they see this as, it hasn't blown up yet, but they see it as a ticking time bomb. As soon as traditional media or news outlets or whatever see that, oh, there are parents exploiting their kids for views, or like, it's a wild west of kids content out there, you're gonna, once that story picks up steam, YouTube will pay a very heavy price for it. So I think they're fighting that one in advance, behind the scenes, without talking about it. So that way they can solve the problem before it becomes a big issue. I think that one is still underground and it's gonna play out. So good old Logan here in his forest, I would, again, like if you're looking at it from what it did to YouTube and to what content is on this platform and to its place in YouTube as a whole, F-. Like the fact that he disrespected, you know, a human being, it's terrible. But since I can't rate everyone on F-, even though I want to so badly, we're gonna rate it Sans Nest because it's stupid. Because it's stupid and memey and just goofy and dumb. Okay. Oh, geez, Sam Pepper.
Sam Pepper.
Wow, man, that I had forgotten about that one. Holy jeez. Okay,
The first ones.
the first Sam Pepper V1.
So Sam Pepper.
Yeah, refresh me, because this is one that might have slipped by a lot of people's radar.
Sam Pepper made a fake kidnapping video, or fake kidnapping videos, unclear, and a like killing my best friend prank that just like really scared a lot of folks for obvious reasons.
Wait, so this is, because Sam Pepper also did the social experiment.
There was the fake hand.
Where he was actually groping women for a social experiment.
So they
And it
all
was like, I'm
happened
not
about the
doing
same
it, but I
time.
am doing it.
What's that, Amy?
Oh, they all happened about the same time.
Oh, so they were all condensed, because that was the one that I knew, was this is in the heyday of the pranksters on YouTube. So this is an older one. What year was this? Do you know? Do we have a video? Not of groping.
We do have one of the kidnapping, that one.
This one?
Yeah.
I thought I saw this one flashing by. Okay. This is so this is early. This is 2014. Shall we?
And it might even be 2013, because this is a re-upload. This isn't his channel.
I was going to say, this isn't the same. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he deleted his stuff.
I would assume that he would. So yeah, the one that I remember Sam Pepper for was, this is in the heyday of like pranksters on YouTube. Some people were doing pranks legitimately. A lot of people were faking pranks in order to get views, because you can't guarantee that people are going to have big reactions, right? Like it's only as good as the reaction that you get. And in a lot of cases, people are just like, oh, this
And I'm
is
sure
just someone
some
being
of these
stupid.
pranks they wouldn't want to do. Like, I mean, certain pranks are just like, you can't do that in public and like get away with it without, getting arrested.
Right. And so he did one where it was like, I have a fake hand and I'm like inappropriately touching women. What, right? Wasn't that what
So
he would
Amy,
like do
you
the reach
told
around
me
and grab
about
their
that
butt?
one. Is that what that was?
Yeah, so it was a fake hand groping women in different like public places, and then after that a whole bunch of accusations of sexual harassment and all of that came out about him, and it surprised like all the people close to him, and he got so many accusations and I think a few lawsuits.
Great, fantastic, and the weird thing about it too was it was a trilogy. It was supposed to be like a trilogy of videos. These like surprise hand pranks where it was like 2 of him with the fake hand or something, and then the third one, I believe, again, like it's been a long time since I've had to think about this one, but and then the third one was like surprise. It was all a social experiment, but by that point it was 3 episodes in, and everyone's like, no, like why would you expect us to believe that? It whether or not it was one of those things that people are like, this looks like you're just trying to save face. It looks like you're lying about this whole thing. And he's like, no, it was to see how people would react to me harassing women. So the actual truth of the situation was always a bit unclear and dubious, but the damage had already been done. And so I didn't realize that there was also more women pranks.
He did that, and then he did one killing his best friend.
I remember that one too, yeah.
Yeah, he told no one it was a fake thing and simulated shooting him in the head.
Yep. That's, God.
Yikes.
Yeah, I remember that one where, yeah, again, like people not realizing that you see something on a YouTube video and you think it's real. Similar story to Behind the Meme. Is it Behind the Meme? Know Your Meme? Shoot, why can't I think of it now? Huge channel that was Behind the Meme. Yeah, it was Behind the Meme, right? Yeah, Behind the Meme. There we go. Yeah, there it is. This explains it, right? So Behind the Meme did, I would say, a very similar sort of thing with their content back like when they were kind of like surging through their popularity, right? Where they got really popular because of their coverage and helping people understand memes. And then all of a sudden, like, did this weird web series that felt like they were leading towards some sort of self-harm. And then the internet's like, oh my gosh, I hope you're okay. We're here for it. Like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And then he's like, oh, lol, it was just a joke. Like, psych, it was an artistic experiment because I had to, I had to express I had issues and I wanted to show this to you. I had to. People just, here's the thing, when you give people a platform to upload whatever they want, people make weird decisions about what they want to do, and a lot of times those decisions are not in the best of taste.
Cooper, I have no idea.
Oh, this one!
Hey!
Oh, I'm excited about that one. I should X out of the ones that we've watched. Okay.
Which is one of the fun, yeah.
Oh, that's another good one. Okay, here we go. God, it's so bad!
Like,
Cool prank, bro. Cool prank.
like I assume it's staged, but like if it wasn't, could you imagine like how horrifying that would be?
Oh my gosh.
And also just like, how is that funny to anyone? Like,
You're promoting it to people that this is just a funny thing that happened.
it's a real thing that happens. Like human trafficking is a real thing, and I'm sure it looks a lot like that. Like,
Oh my gosh.
that's horrifying.
And it's terrifying, and it's not a joke, and it's, yeah.
Right, and it's weird. Oh god, it's so weird because there's no like payoff either. There's no like reveal because the part of the prank, right, is some element of a reveal of like, haha, I got you. But that was just like, okay, and those women are kidnapped now.
Yeah.
Oh god, they're all so bad.
Are you just gonna put him in F?
I'm gonna put him in F.
He deserves it.
That's an F. That's a F for face palm.
For face.
F for fail, face palm. Just sad. Look at this. Where are these? Where is the top of the list? Give me something fun. Hey, here it is. This is S rank. This is S right here. This is it right here. This is great.
You know what's funny
Top
is
tier.
this. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, it was past racist tweets, which is not okay. And that is not deserving of an S. What is the scandal of her apology video.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The actual, who cares about the drama? No one even cares about the drama. Like, the apology video surpassed the drama, right? Like, racist tweets, great. Again, it seems like that comes with the territory at this point, which again, is not okay. And if you are in any way, here's a PSA for everyone online. Twitter is not your personal feeling bank. Like, it is a public record and will haunt you for the rest of your life. It's just the truth. And so everyone who's making edgy jokes and making like off the cuff jokes with their friends and what, like, it will come back and haunt you. Like, it is a public thing that is posted publicly and it will haunt you for the rest of your life. Like,
not just posted publicly. Anyone can pay Twitter to get all of the information.
Yeah.
Because it's a public format that stores everything.
Exactly, like, that's the thing. It's not hard to find this stuff, right? And so, like, if you need a really high-profile example, just look at James Gunn, right? Who's making his, like, edgy comedy video, or his edgy comedy tweets, you know, whether in good taste or bad taste, whether you thought they were funny or not, doesn't matter. Disney didn't find him funny, and it's their prerogative to fire him as his employer, but it could have cost him, like, the most lucrative, high-profile job that he ever had. You know, he got rehired, but it's just one of those things that, like, you have to be careful, and I think it's interesting, right? Because for a lot of people, you know, who got started on Twitter or on Instagram or whatever in the early days, there wasn't that knowledge or that mindset of, this can come back and haunt me, or like that. Like, there was this assumption of I could just tweet out my thoughts whenever.
Well, it was all new. Like, it hadn't occurred to anyone
right.
that there would be repercussions.
Right. Yeah. It was an innocent time, and so people just are like, whatever, and it doesn't matter. But now, if you are still out there making bad tweets, you have no excuse at this point. Like, if the tweets are coming from like 2010, 2012, okay, maybe not the best decision, but there was still like a statute of limitations of like, this is still a Wild West. I still don't know a lot of this stuff. Nowadays, if you're in 2016, 17, 18, 19, like, come on, get good.
Yeah, if you're gonna say something crazy too, or you want to have like this crazy public outlet where you're just gonna be like, I'm just gonna say stuff that I might be embarrassed about in a year or a week or whatever, have your garbage Twitter. I know tons of people, I don't have one because I'm too lazy to use my own Twitter frequently enough, but like, I know people who just like have all these like things where they're like, I just want to tweet about like how much I love cheese exclusively, and I'm just gonna have my cheese Twitter that is just like, cheese McCheese cheese. And they just like do that. That's not that's probably a real handle.
I was gonna say this is probably a real handle. If it wasn't a real handle, it suddenly became a real handle as soon as you said it. Someone's like, wait, what is the handle he's gonna say? Cheese McCheese cheese. There's also probably 3 misspellings of it now too, just to make sure, like, official cheese McCheese cheese. Yeah, there's the unofficial cheese McCheese cheese, and then there's like the cheese McCheese cheese with like 3 E's in each of the cheeses.
Which is the way to spell cheese.
Obviously.
Deserving of the 3 E's.
The 3E salute. Okay, so the Laura Lee stuff, the actual drama behind it doesn't matter, but this is...
I want to talk to you guys in this video. It's been so hard.
so
positive.
Oh, I love the self-face palm.
It's like, what is she doing with her hand?
It's like, who touches themselves with just only this part of them?
Ooh, get ready for the performance of a lifetime, sis. And the one solitary tear.
So sorry.
I love the hands.
The way no one ever has wiped tears.
Excuse me.
The way one person ever has wiped tears.
First ever Android apology right here. It is. It's like an AI learning algorithm trying to replicate human apology. This is what an apology video is. There are facial gestures here. The tragedy of it is her doing this and allowing the fake closed captions to come through means that no one, like, everyone's aware of it now, especially if you're in the beauty community. Like, I was hoping that either the Tati or the James Charles video would result in, like, some awful closed captioning, but it didn't. Like, it was all legit.
I'm so sorry for disappointing you.
Then why do it, sis? It's great.
It hurts me so bad.
So good.
To disappoint you all who have supported me for so many years. And know that I'm better than that person.
God, it's so good. This is the best.
I, 6 years ago, decided to retweet things that were so vile and hurtful.
So great.
The person who made these captions is an artist.
It's great. You know, this is like a perfect art form. I wonder if people have done that with closed captions. I wonder if there are other people. Like, this should be a format on YouTube. You can only do videos every so often, but like it's great. It's like bad lip reading, but you don't have to worry about their lips. It's great.
It's just reading.
It's just reading human emotion. So that is definite S rank. It's so good.
S for stupid.
S for stupid fun. Stupid fun. SF. San Francisco stupid fun. There it is. That's it. TanaCon. Oh man.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Okay, so TanaCon was the competitor to VidCon that Tana Mojo created, in thinking that it was a good idea because she was mad that VidCon didn't invite her. Right? That's basically the long short of it.
She has been invited this year, though.
Has she?
She is a featured creator at VidCon 2019.
VidCon was scared of the competition, let's be honest.
Please don't sunburn thousands of people.
Yeah, VidCon in a public display, like, it's a public service that VidCon's doing. It's like, we don't really want you here. We just don't want you abusing thousands of your fans out there.
We don't want to see the mess of what you're going to do outside the windows of VidCon.
We don't want you shaming our gift bags again with your random gift bag full of condoms. So TanaCon, in case you don't know, obviously was what we just said, and then Shane Dawson did a documentary exposing TanaCon. So here's the thing. I hate it because it abused so many of her fans, and I think that, again, like, people who abuse fans it just infuriates me to no end. However, it's no one was so hurt that, like, there was like, people didn't, outside of the, like, sunburns, like, there weren't extreme physical injuries. Yeah, people lost their money, but, like, you would watch a lot of the videos and people at least, like, had fun with other community members, and it was kind of like a good bonding time for them. It was stupid. It was kind of frustrating. The documentary that came out of it was interesting. And now she's dating Jake Paul because
of course she
because
is.
of course they are.
Gamer Blue Taco
Why not?
Plays says she was a big crybaby, so VidCon gave what she wanted out of fear.
Honestly, you know, and here's the other tea. Like, I feel like this is kind of like a modified tea spill or a modified tea series today, because here's what I've learned from doing this world enough is, like, if you complain loud enough, people will just be like, all right, shut up, here you go. Like, I mean, honestly, like, if you make enough noise a lot of times, and if you have a loud enough voice, people are like, all right, quiet down, we'll just give you what you want if you just leave us alone. So for the memes and the lols that came out of it, for the quality content that came out of it, I gotta rate it above Fine Bros, but it's gonna be tough to top that. That is a winner right there. TanaCon, B, solid. Which is Shane.
Shane is the cat. I don't think I need to say anything else.
We do need to say something, because I have a feeling that people watching don't know this one. Okay, this explains it.
Yeah.
Shane
This is the recording of what he said.
Okay, here we go.
Her little chicken legs, like, spread open or whatever. And I was like, if I just like hump, but like on her tummy, like that's not weird, like whatever. And then I humped it, and it kept going. I came all over the cat.
No, you did not.
It was like my first sexual experience.
Listen, Shane.
Oh, God. So dumb.
So
why are people? That's just
apparently he didn't do this.
Yeah.
And he was saying it to be funny, but still, why would you say something like that? Why would you say that in a recorded podcast setting? I think it was a podcast that it was.
Yeah, I believe it was from his podcast. And what he said in the aftermath of this was the fact that it was because, similar to the James Gunn stuff, it was him being edgy in his comedy, right? Like, he thought it was funny. He wanted to be kind of like, not cutting edge, but like a little bit sharper with his comedy. He wanted to be like a little bit more risque. And so for that one, God, so because a cat wasn't harmed.
And because it did produce a lot of hilarious cat memes.
It produced a lot of good cat memes. Like, if you did not see the reaction, like the reaction photos of Shane's cat reacting to him, which then the Fine Brothers trademarked and profited off of greatly. They were delightful. So I got to give that one an A because it was short-lived. Actually, no, that doesn't deserve an A. This is the true definition of Sans' Nest right here. Let's be honest.
Not a big enough deal, really dumb.
Yeah, really stupid, not a big deal, but produced really funny memes out of it. Like, that is Sans' Nest in a nutshell. Like, no one gets hurt. It's stupid fun. I like it. If a cat, it's so, like, what the heck? Quality content, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've got to hop off here quickly because it's coming up on 5:30. So let's speed run some of these.
I think, yeah. I mean, the Logan Paul one.
Which Logan is that? God,
this is when he faked. This is another faking his own murder.
In the
by
hotel
a window
room.
and outside.
Oh yeah, the classic. There are my fans down below. Let me fake getting.
Let me give them a traumatic experience.
Yeah, where I get my head blown off. Great.
So like that one, pretty bad.
It's right, like it's not funny. So this was the dead rat one. Okay, here I'm adjusting. Look, rounding out the bottom tier. Here you got a flavor of Logan Paul for all your needs, ladies and gentlemen. You got your dead rat, dead rat. You got your failure of let me freak out my fans, and then you got your F- tier of let me ruin the platform for everyone. Fantastic. I'm gonna throw this one off here. Shadows of Mordor, for those of you who don't know, this was I'm gonna jump ahead. Shadows of Mordor was the one that really changed the influencer industry because it was the one that for the first time got the attention of the FCC, and this is the reason why everyone has to put #ad on their videos, right? So Shadows of Mordor was reviewed or featured by a lot of different YouTube creators who were paid for their reviews or their coverage of it. But at the time, there weren't really any clear-cut restrictions around what you had to do if something was an ad or not, or if it had a paid placement or not, right? So the crucial difference here was there was a lot of news coverage about like influencers misleading their fans, and like PewDiePie was involved in it because he was the biggest channel who accepted one of these deals, et cetera, et cetera. The problem is that wasn't any of the influencers' fault. That was just the industry itself still in the process of figuring itself out, right? So those restrictions didn't exist. Was it a needed change? Yeah, absolutely. But it was drama that was pinned on, look at all these terrible YouTubers who are, lying to their fans. But it just wasn't, at that time, there wasn't a really solid standard practice for it.
And if you're going to blame anyone in that scenario, I feel like the brand is like,
correct.
They're the group that probably knew that it was a bad thing to not be.
Yeah, if anyone needed to kind of like police that, it was probably the corporation who needed to standardize what they were asking the influencers to do, not necessarily the influencers themselves. So that's kind of like that's dumb. And it's not really so much a drama as it is like, an industry growing up wasn't particularly fun or anything like that. The James Charles. Oh, this is his tour?
No,
right?
well, so we had a few, but I'm going to go ahead and be like, what do you want to talk about with James Charles? There are so many recent things. There's the tour ticket prices. There's all the Coachella Instagram stuff. There's his latest apology video that just came out. There's like, Tati can represent the Tati controversy from the James Charles perspective or from her own. Like, mwah! What a juicy dram.
The juices, you bite into the dram and the juices flow over your mouth. Here, well, we're going to put those as A tier because they're fun and interesting to watch, and I think they're important to watch, right? So the long and short of this is, right, Tati comes out being like, hey, you didn't sponsor my vitamins, which is, like, you betrayed me as a friend. You're also using your celebrity to seduce people against their will or whatever. James Charles over the weekend has the receipts, and he's like, you know, and obviously the internet responds, right? James Charles loses 3 million subscribers in like record pace. Tati suddenly surges to like this huge,
basically doubles her subscribership.
Yeah, doubled her subscribership in the span of a couple days. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, wow, the king has been overthrown because James Charles was the #1 beauty guru. So it was this huge upheaval. But then over the weekend, James Charles is like, no, I got the receipts. Tati, you are not innocent in any of this. I actually texted you about all of the vitamin stuff before I posted the video. I apologized for it. I was both in a public forum and in a private forum. Here are all the text messages. Here, you know, I wasn't unfairly seducing boys or whatever. Like, it was me flirting with them. They were telling me about their sexuality, this and that. So, like, all the accusations that had been made about them had some level of response or some level of receipts. You know, saying I'm a celebrity and so I can get what I want was actually a meme, supposedly, amongst their friend community, Tati included, and he shows, like, Tati has this message too. So it's been this interesting firing back and forth. I think it's also interesting because it, again, like what we said on T-Series last week, you know, check your sources. Don't just believe one person as you know, based on their story. Don't just hop on a hate bandwagon, but actually do the research for yourself. So not only is it interesting to watch, is it funny to watch? Not fun. Like, at this point, it's like, it needs to stop here. I know Jeffree Star is getting involved now too, but like, it's been interesting. There's been a lot of fun memes about it. It's some of the 40-minute video, like, rarely in YouTube have I really sat down and watched 2 40-minute videos back to back, but it's like, great, I'm watching this and I'm pausing it and reading everything. Like, it's really interesting for like, and it's also one of the biggest, you know, YouTube dramas ever because you have 2 massive channels and they're vertical going head to head. So I give them an A rank. This is up there with this right here.
For just like horrible apology videos.
Just, you know, greatest apology videos
Cooper,
ever.
I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude. Alright guys, so I'm gonna try to make this as short and sweet as possible. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But
man, if that doesn't read as a sincere apology, I don't know what does. Like,
right?
This is it, right? Like, this is top tier status right here. Granted, it bothers me. The drama behind this one really bothers me as far as, like, I created a website that's a gambling website for the underage kids who watch me, you know, and that I'm promoting on, you know,
super not okay.
Yeah, this is actually the drama behind this one and the true story behind this one actually is kind of like down in F and F- territory, but from an apology meme-ish, just stupid standpoint, like, this is up there. I think it's great. And then we wrap things up here with Pewds and the Fiverr stuff, which is another one of those videos that changed everything. Here's the thing. That drama itself, and it's interesting because this is another joke, because I don't believe Pewds had ill intentions with that. And I say that in the video that we did covering it. I don't think he did. I think it's a joke that went wrong and just had hugely negative ripple effects and consequences. So I rate that as an F-. There wasn't a lot of fun stuff. Again, it's like,
it was just bad.
These two together just are single videos that completely changed a lot of the ways that YouTube looks at influencers and the way that they, you know, treat small channel. Like, a lot of people suffered unfairly because of these two videos. And these two videos, I think in both cases, weren't seen with like, I'm no fan of Logan Paul, and I am a fan of PewDiePie, but it's one of those things that I think neither guy ever intended for those particular videos to be malicious in any way. I think they were just bad judges of what was funny and what was acceptable at the time, and the internet changes across time. And so my viewpoint there is, like, you know, those aren't necessarily bad in and of themselves, but I think a lot of the ramifications and the number of people who suffered as a result of those videos and the impact that they've had on YouTube as a platform have really resonated and, you know, have just kind of like kept from there. So that's why they're so bad. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Really the best of the worst. Let's be like, just terrible. And and the last thing I want to say about Felix, right, is I think the way that he's handled controversies since then, I think it is important. The way that he's handled controversies since then, the way that his channel has evolved since then, him as a content creator and as a voice of reason on this platform has actually been incredibly positive. I think this is similar to ProJared, right? Like, this is one of those situations where something bad really happened and the ripple effects have really, you know, been felt across the platform. But him as a content creator has really grown. I think his responsibility and the way he treats the internet has changed fundamentally because of this, and he's smarter and better as a result of it. And like I said, like at this point, I think he's one of the most interesting, prolific channels on YouTube and most important channels on YouTube, not just because he's big, but because of what he does and the way he fits into things. But yeah, so like, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The good, the bad, the meh, the da-da, and the ugly, and the Sans' nest. Let me know what your tier list is. This was fun. This was fun. It was rough to revisit some of these moments. There's been a lot of drama, and you'll notice that a lot of it's been condensed in a very short amount of time over the last couple weeks.
Right, and we're missing some of it because there's way more than you can cover
Yeah,
in an hour
there's Jake
and a
Paul
half.
doing cyberbullying at this point.
Yeah.
There's now like all the lawsuits about bad business behavior. There's more racial slur tweets and you know, racial slurs being dropped all the time. Oh man, we could have done Ninja not wanting to live stream with girls.
Oh,
yeah. There's a lot. There would have been.
Oh wow.
This is a whole nother live stream,
that.
ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. How did we do on rating the drama? Do you agree? Do you disagree? You know, I think here's the thing. It's all drama. Some of it is for entertainment. Some of it is less so. But at the end of the day, drama on a public platform like YouTube ultimately affects all of us. And so, you know, for me, I have to stay aware of it. And it's unfortunate that it's like a big group project here on YouTube, right? Like, the good behavior of people never really gets rewarded, but the bad behavior just like affects everyone, and we all get a lower grade as a result. So seeing all this drama in the news lately has been kind of frustrating because it's like, it's not a good look on us, right? And it's like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, and they're like, oh, that's kind of a bad mark on you, which is a bummer. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, say something funny, Chris.
Dram is going big, and you can expect my Dram brand to be coming out
cheese.
on my Cheese McCheese 100001
Ooh,
Twitter.
Great. 69420.
60.
Fantastic. All right. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with something that I'm hoping is very exciting, that I think a lot of people will be excited about. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. So that's it for today. Have a great rest of your afternoon, evening, and good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Same time, 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And remember, that is just a stream. A live stream. Stay drama-free, ladies and gentlemen. Drama-free is the way to be. Let's say goodbye in the chat. Maddie Callahan wants a shout out, which she just got.
Totally Pikachu says bye.
She Moose May says dram.